Hello and welcome back to a Knights of the Old Republic playthrough. Let's get directly on course here and talk to Mr. Canderous, who should be able to give us some battle stimulants.
Stimulants make a warrior.
Your party members are capable of making things for you in this game, and Canderous's battle stimulants are moderately useful, although you can totally just buy them whenever you want. We'll take a little tour around the ship to see if we can talk to any of the extra characters that I had. And in addition, I think there's a mission on a stowaway in here that I'm going to at least start before I head off, or maybe it's like after you head off that happens. Now, I want to go talk to Mission. Let's go find Mission. Ms. Mission, where are you? Not in here. No, that's where the scary lady in KOTOR 2 hangs out. This is where the stowaway is. If you look at the supplies here, it will tell you that something looks suspicious. Actually, wait for it. I think it's after Zalbar comes and tells you that there's like food being eaten. Mission. We're back on track to finding Mission. There she is. Hi, Mission.
What can I do for you? Don't worry. I won't let the search for Griff get in the way of what we're doing. Let's just get back to the task at hand. Is there anything else I can help you with? Okay.
Okay, weird. I thought Mission would have something to tell me, but I guess not. No big deal. Let's head to the pilot's cavern and speak to either Bastila or Karth. Oh, yeah. Tutorial stuff.
Yes, what's on your mind? Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop. Left out of the loop, you know, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange? And why is that? You were a great help on Terrace, but why would they keep you with us? Don't they have to train you? A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why, that's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason. And what does that mean? Is this more of that destiny garbage that the Jedi keep talking about? Well, that can't be it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again. Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
Karth has some issues. Let's talk to Bastila. Let's see what Bastila's issues are.
I do? How did you know? A Kinrath pup. It most certainly is not. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. My thoughts remain hidden, including whatever my feelings are for you. I mean, whatever I think about you. That is you. Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you. This is not a joke. The choices you make could affect both our destinies. Not to mention the fate of the Republic and the entire galaxy. there is much at stake. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force. That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There is great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well. I believe you truly mean what you say, for now, but sometimes it is not so easy to keep such promises. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission.
And Bastila has issues as well. Let's check out the star map. There's a bunch of planets we can go to, but the first one I'm going to is Yavin. This place is a derelict space station, but it functions as a store. And it's a special store because as you progress through the game, it changes the items that are available inside of it. And it almost always has some really pretty good stuff. So we're going to check that out first and maybe buy one or two things. And I want to make sure that I sell a bunch of stuff to this guy, because if you don't have any money and you go to land on a few of these planets, they charge you. And since I don't have persuasion, I am unlikely to succeed in the persuasion check for just avoiding the fee entirely. Anyway, here's a
The
cutscene.
Starforge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. Have you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris?
She was aided by Karth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak, he served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malak. Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Karth escaped the planet. Apparently, they left him for dead.
A Jedi and a war hero. It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malak.
Calo has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila for a very hefty fee, of course. But I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation as a bounty hunter is well earned.
Her companions are nothing to me, Calo. But I desire the young Jedi taken alive, if at all possible.
Lord Malak, forgive me, there is something else. May we have a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers?
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Karath.
I promise you will be very interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak.
This place isn't really all that large. There's a couple of hallways you can run down. And it doesn't really matter who I pick, so let's pull out... Oh yeah, this is the cutscene where Zalbar tells you there's a stowaway. We won't deal with that right now, but eventually we'll get to that piece of info. Sweet. We'll take mission and Karth. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it'll get some level ups or something, and we can do that too. Karth has one, but I'm really not feeling it right now. Alright. Skills. Blah. Feats. I don't know if I'll be using Karth all that much from now on, simply because I have two Jedi in my party, in Bastila and Juhani, who are simply outrageous and worth a choice. So down this hallway, there's some weird alien guy we talked to, and he's pretty blasé, pretty true neutral, doesn't care about much, but he does have stuff to sell.
Agi discado soki copa bono nakachu labora na tong hitwama aki inko tune potong hitwa discado soki copa bono nakachu labora na winki chiwi aita ka chongchi ichuta topa na ota vokasa achua penki Yun patisa Kakincha nawabakaon Pichage borang turang Topa na ota vokasa Pampaki Chiwi aita ka chongchicha Agi Chiwi aita ka chongchicha Agi inkot Kakincha nawabakaon Chiwi aita ka chongchicha Agi inko chiwa aita kang kicha na Tong hitwama agi inko tune Potong hitwama ji aki achua penki Yun patisa Tichuba diskadosoki Kopa bono nakachu Labora na winki smaki mulira.
Alright, we'll take a look at what he's got. Shadow armor, some pretty nice gloves, but I'm really here to look at his implants. Dexterity +2 implant, not bad. Awareness is kind of pointless. Immunity to mind affecting is super cool since it prevents the stasis or stunned effect on your character, which is really nice, especially when you're facing off against Jedi that can just do that to you no problem. I don't know if I'm going to buy any of these armors because the armor that I have now is adequate, and also it's like freaking expensive. It's 100,000 credits, and I clearly don't have that much money, although I might have that much if I sell a bunch of equipment. Let me take a look at these gloves. Dexterity +3 gloves, super good. I'm probably gonna pinpoint those. So we'll start selling all the stuff I don't need. Like, I have all these armors that I just don't care about. Don't need. We've already achieved the characters required to suit the armors, and anything that I can get will be better than what I already have. It's a good call. We'll keep the lightsabers, and we'll keep the lightsaber crystals just because, you know, they have nostalgic value. Also, I need to equip Juhani with two lightsabers eventually. Ion rifle, we keep one on hand just in case we run into another one of those problem droids that we did on Dantooine. I really don't want to sell any of my grenades, but the blaster rifles are actually pointless. Alright, so that didn't quite put me at 100,000. Let's see if I have anything else I may want to sell. Maybe these, I don't know. A couple of mines, I might sell those. Stuff. Oh yeah, droid parts. I don't care about these. We can sell all these droid parts. Cool. I will only use a droid sometimes. In the next and Tatooine, we might get a droid, and I might use him just because he's fun to have around. But he's really not that great. Because I don't have a lot of repair, so I can't like unlock his stuff. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay, so that put me above the 100,000 threshold, but I'm still not gonna buy the armor. I'll buy the implants, maybe not all of them. And remember, all of this stuff, the stockpile changes as soon as you get 2 star maps, and totally worth. I'll tell you that right now. Definitely worth it to come back. This armor like helps your stealth, but since I'm a Jedi, I just really think that the force power, like being able to use my stun and my night speed force power, is more useful than having armor on. I think that's it for this part of the ship, so we're gonna fly back. And when you go to a new planet, there's often just not going to be a lot of fighting, so we may go through this entire episode without doing any fighting at all, which is a shame, but at the same time, it does further the story. And if you're in here for the story, I'm stuck on the wall. If you're in here for the story, then this is a treat episode for you, because you can kick back, relax, and get some good old-fashioned Knights of the Old Republic stuff. So there's a stowaway in here, and this is what I was trying to trigger before. But I can now, since Zalbar has told me of the stowaway. Now this quest is kind of obnoxious. You go look for her in these bins, and then sometimes she pops out, and sometimes the game has you like run around your ship a bunch. And the stowaway herself is... We've technically already talked to the guy that wants to see her. He's back on Dantooine. But I pretty much clicked through that conversation and didn't care. So you just like move around your ship until it tells you that there's footsteps behind you. And then you just go move around your ship again until that happens. And rinse, wash, and repeat until she shows up. Yeah, here we go. Here's one of them. Paff, 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 paff. So it says behind you, but technically the entire ship is behind you. Alright. Not in here. There we go. So I can never tell if this side quest actually turns your character when it says that something was happening behind you. Because you often end up just pointing in the same direction. There's nothing back there. In the KOTOR 2, that's where the Sith lady is. I forget her name. Bar, something like that. She's blind. I think it starts with a V. Bardags? Nah, that's not right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here she is. We're good.
Kipuna, bonana kichu. Selima wanga kunbikin. Mucho shakapaka.
You can attempt to learn her language, but I'm not going to do that now because, dear God, that quest is annoying. Because the words that the voice actress is saying don't at all match up with what she's doing. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, my bad. Got a little message. Messagey poo. Probably just cut that out of the final video. Okay, we can finally partake in Tatooine, wherever that is. It's in the far reaches of space. Those are all the planets you can go to. I was talking about maybe doing Korriban first, as per the random people's guides adventures that they decided to put on the internet. But honestly, I think I'm going to value story over, I don't know, everything else. So we're gonna go directly to Tatooine because this place is pretty cool. It's like my second favorite place. It's actually pretty, like, tame. There's nothing crazy that happens. There's a story, there's a plot. There isn't some weird BS that you have to do. You just go through the entire mission. Smooth sailing the entire time. Every time you go to a new planet, you get this vision sequence. It shows you where the star map is on that planet. This star map happens to be inside of a ugly, ugly cave. Alright, so we talked about, or maybe we talked to some characters already that talked about the Zerka Corporation. They sort of provide a dark side-ish take on things because they're a business corporation. So whenever the Zerka Corporation wants you to do something, it's almost certainly going to be a dark side thing. Simply because they don't care about anyone else but themselves. Dark side, selfish, you know. It sort of fits. Alright, let us gather our party and venture forth. Oh, we have to talk to Bastila first.
The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Dantooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. A star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Okay. Thanks for the pep talk, Bastila. Turn left to exit the ship. And once I do, I will choose a couple of party members. Hold on. Wait. I want to make sure that I have the settings set up correctly. Okay, I think I do. Yeah, for some reason I messed up something earlier on, and it was just touch and go from there. Let's take some new characters this time, so Canderous and Bastila. Let's go!
Welcome to
Awesome.
Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve. After some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this. The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is the only port in Anchorhead. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well. We're not unreasonable, we just want to cover expenses. I thought you would. Without these fees, Zerka Corporation would have closed this port years ago. This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure? As you wish. If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Ugh, what a bastard. So since we haven't used Canderous at all, we can level him up. How wonderful. I don't really care about him. It recommends strength, but strength doesn't increase how much damage you do with blaster rifle damage. But eventually I might equip a sword or something on him. I really don't want to use Canderous that much though, just because his setup isn't that amazing. But he is a decent tank if you want a, you know, beefy bad guy to do some stuff for you. Give him some implant levels. And we are good. Doesn't really matter. He can do heavy armor, and I don't have any heavy armor. I think that Karth is wearing my only heavy armor right now. Since he has some implants, we'll give him that, and maybe some energy shield stuff. And honestly, we probably won't even be using him because there's not going to be combat for a while. I'll probably go back to the Ebon Hawk before I do any combat, because I need to replace a character later on. And it's almost certainly going to be him. So I'm at this Storzy Warzy because he has, aside from that weird blade, two things that I would like to achieve. The first thing is, where is it? Question mark. Maybe some implants? Nah, I need both of these, the Gizka poison and the Bantha fooder. Just so it's, you know, you have it for later.
Yes?
Okay. Just keep in mind that I have it. And God, that is the most random thing. He just dumps a bunch of Gizkas on your ship, and they don't do anything. They're just like these frogs. But if you don't take care of them, they just are on your ship the whole time, and they irritate you. They block your path and something. So I'm gonna just kill all of them with the Gizka poison, but I don't need to do that yet. I can do that when I get back.
I have nothing left. Oh, thank you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. If you're down and out on Tatooine, you're on your own. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare. No? But you looked... I'm sorry, I thought you looked equipped like a hunter. Are you sure you're not going to be getting a license? I mean, you don't look like a farmer, and the only way to be allowed out of Anchorhead is to get a hunting license. Zerka Corporation sells them out of their office just south of here in the center of Anchorhead. That's where my husband got his. I think they charge 200 credits, but they've been known to make exceptions. Please, no one else will help. Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They're worth more than 500 credits. You will? Oh, thank you so much. Please, I know it's worth at least 500 credits. 700 credits! Oh, thank you. It is more than generous of you. I don't know what to say. I just don't.
What was that all about? Are you going soft on me?
Thank you for helping us, Rodian. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you are making a difference.
For whatever it means, may the Force be with you. You saved us.
Yeah, I gave her 700, but since I got the raid plate, I can just sell it back and get 500 back. So I really only lost 200 credits. And I didn't really lose, I just invested, you know.
Please, make it quick. Alright then.
That guy's not important. We are going to beeline straight to the droid shop, which is unfortunately for us right in the back. Oh, I guess we can talk to Bastila here.
Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan. It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however. Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded. As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please.
Thanks, Bastila. Good thing we know that now. Okay, Java's everywhere. There is a swoop racetrack there. Oh yeah, I forgot about these hooligans. Turns out there may be combat.
Escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Alright, sweet. So, some Dark Jedi have come to assassinate me. Luckily, I can just use stasis and turn on my guns. Alright, that's one of them down. Pause the game. Approach the second one. Oh, the second one's down. Oh, excuse me. So a similar thing happens in KOTOR 2, but those engagements to me were always way more difficult than these were. Even on difficult difficulty. Hooligans. They sometimes drop lightsabers. Yes! Short lightsaber is what that guy dropped, which provides you a balanced weapon in the offhand, so it's good for dual weapon fighting, at least early on. I think I'm just going to stick with Bredgic's belt here. And I want the second power shot, so I'll keep on the headband that I was wearing. Blah. I do have a bunch of other random things, though. And I have the cardio package equipped, or the response package. Cardio would be the consultation one. Okay. Oh yeah, we can talk to Canderous too. Since we don't know anything about him, let's do it.
Yeah, what do you want? You want to hear tales of my exploits? Of the wars I've seen and fought? The enemies I've seen die by my hand? Sure, I'll humor you. My name's Canderous, of the Mandalorian clan Ordo. I've been fighting across the galaxy for 40 of your years. For my people, it is the honor and glory of battle that rules us. It's through combat that we prove our worth, gain renown, and make our fortunes. Times have changed now. The Mandalore clans have been scattered across the Outer Rim. The Republic is in decline, and the Sith Empire rises to take its place. The clans as they were aren't a threat, but the galaxy still fears us. People think we war out of spite or bloodlust. They don't understand, and fear that. We only wanted the challenge of the battle, and glory from it, win or lose. And we lost. But now I have no real challenges. Crushing Davik's enemies and the pathetic gangs in the lower city of Taris could not be considered the most glorious of tasks. When I think of the battles I've fought, the thousands I've killed, the worlds I've burned, I weep for my past. We will never again speak of this. We've got work to do, so let's get to it.
But Canderous, we will indeed speak of that. No problem. Okay. Let's go continue on forward this way. Nope, that's not it. I think it's actually just in the way back is the location with which we are headed. To which we are headed.
So, Bastila, I heard a rumor that the Vulkars captured you without much of a struggle. It must be embarrassing to be bested by a handful of street thugs.
There were extenuating circumstances, and I can assure you, it took far more than a handful of Vulkars to subdue me.
Whatever you say. All I know is that if we had more Jedi like Bastila fighting against us in the Mandalorian Wars, my side might not have lost.
Bold talk from a broken-down mercenary who was serving at Davik's heel. I'd call you his pet cat-hound, but they have enough loyalty not to turn on their masters.
Insults? Maybe if your master had trained your lightsaber to be as quick as your tongue, you could have escaped those Vulkars, you spoiled little Jedi princess.
I was not spoiled. I was given the same training as everyone else in the Order. You are nothing but... No, I must not do this. There is no emotion. There is peace.
That's the problem with you Jedi. Always chanting about peace and control. Never up for a good fight. Well, except for Revan, I guess.
Enough, Mandalorian. I won't rise to your bait anymore. The game is over. Let us continue on with what we were doing.
I like to keep Bastila and Canderous in the party because they just hurl insults at each other all the time. Actually, Karth does too. If it's Karth and Canderous. Canderous is just, he just doesn't mix well with anyone. So this guy has a droid. Let's go talk to his droid.
Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK-47, a fully functional Science-Tech Corporation droid skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query, would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Yukalaka? It would serve my purposes to be removed from his ownership. Answer. With the restraining bolt in place, I do not have access to my memory core. I suspect, however, by the fine quality of my manufacture, that they are a prestigious company indeed. I suspect I am of unique construction, or perhaps I was intended for a very specific customer. How I ended up here, I can hardly say. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst, and I am also proficient in personal combat. Explanation. I have been recently fitted with a restraining bolt, if you must know. With it in place, access to much of my memory core is restricted. Not to mention that the fool Ithorian might raise his asking price if he knew more, or make inquiries into my history. Neither outcome is beneficial to me. Statement. The fool Ithorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of greed, and not out of knowledge of my true capabilities. Advisement. I have observed him. He is a coward, and will be responsive to aggressive bargaining. Statement. I wish only to be purchased, and away from ill treatment at the hands of this poorly skilled mechanic. I have no desire to be subtle. Qualification. Oh, of course I shall be quite pleasant to you, should you purchase me, please.
And that's HK-47. He is a cryptic droid, but he did provide us with a hint on how to acquire him cheaply. And you can get quick and dirty dark side points by threatening that guy. But since I had sold all my equipment earlier, I can now just buy him outright.
Satisfactory arrangement. My restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you? Statement. I will enter into your service now, Master. I am certain you will make adequate use of my primary functions. My gears are practically quivering with anticipation.
Alright, so we've acquired HK-47. We can put him in the party, but I'm not going to do that yet, just because I don't need him. And what's the next thing? Actually, I don't really want to start anything new, because as you might have been able to tell, I have been feeling a little bit under the weather for this episode. So what I might just go do is futz around the cantina for a little bit. But the cantina, actually I don't know if it has anything that I need to do. It's like a side quest haven for later on after you've left Tatooine and come back to this place. But we'll see. I don't fully remember. Let's see. This guy.
What can Gandalf do for you? It's been a while since I've had anyone bother talking to me. Usually it's some kid wondering what my old racing days were like. I was back on Taris. Seems like a long time. I'm not sure what I have that you would be interested in. I'm just an old swoop jock that doesn't have the head for it anymore. Ask me again in a few years and it'll be me. I'm probably not going back out on this circuit. But for now, I don't know any more than the next guy. You should try the locals. Chow is maybe a funny little guy. Keep safe. Yep. Seems like tough times are coming.
Alright, yeah, meh, who cares? Ugh, maybe this person has something interesting to say, or maybe this person, I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe the bartender.
Huh? Who are you then? Only new people that come to Junix Nard's Cantina are long-time losers and bounty hunters. I don't have to tell you why the two don't mix well. Please keep any blaster fire to a minimum. Zerka Corporation
I guess he has a store.
About keeping their own
I don't think I want anything.
I don't have much
Alright.
on hand.
Blah. Let's wrap up this episode, actually. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we can garner a little bit more enjoyment out of the next one after having felt better. Alright, bye.